Hey peoples, Karina here, coming to you with this video. As you see, the title is below. Don't even worry about what I'm looking like right now because I just woke up. But anyway, it's coffee time, chit chat time on a Sunday morning. Okay, you can't just give people good advice and don't take it, okay? Anything I'm speaking, I've legit either done it or I'm going to do it. That's the difference. And it rubbed a lot of people wrong in my life that I legit said, if it makes me feel like shit, I'm not going to do it, okay? A lot of times people will leave your life because you decide to do what's best for you. Anything that helps me sleep at night, I'm going to do it, okay? I don't have to please others and be miserable. I'm not going to do that. And I said that to say this. If you let your children, and I've been through this situation before, if you let your children see you being mistreated, abused, talked down on, neglected, but you stay in that situation just to appease others, that's going to bite you in the ass. Let me tell you how. Is I want to sit down here and get hella comfy because I feel like this is a sit down on the flow type of chat. And this coffee table is heavy as fuck, so I'm kind of push it out a little bit so I can sit my ass down. Anyway. Okay, I guess I didn't push it out far enough because my boobs are resting on top of it. Anyway, okay. Now I'm comfortable. You can't keep up a facade for too long, because if you do, let me explain how this is going to bite you in the ass. Maybe you successfully, and I'm using the word successfully loosely, stayed in something to where your soul was legit broke the fuck down, torn the fuck down. And one of your children comes to you and says, well, Mom, I know he hit me, but he loves me, right? Because he just gave me a gift. Say he brought me a car, or he bought me a dress, or he bought me whatever he bought me. He loves me, right? Couples go through things. But then you as a parent seeing your daughter, or it could be vice versa, your son being in something like that, and you trying to tell them how they need to get away from that, and then you be shocked at the answer that they tell you. You will be shocked at their response. Well, Dad or Mom, you took this from Mom or Dad, so I felt like it was okay. So see, that facade that you paid the cost mentally, physically, and emotionally, and also, yes, spiritually, because you have fucked yourself out of blessings that you could have had, but because you were so scared of what other people were going to think about your life for leaving a fucked up situation behind. That's one thing I can't say. If something don't suit me or it don't make me feel right on the inside or the outside, I'm gone, baby. No. My peace of mind is the most important thing to me in the world. Most important thing to me in the world, okay? So it's like this. Your child comes to you and tells you, well, so-and-so hit me, or they done this to me, or they cheated on me or whatever, but they said they were sorry and they did whatever, and then they turned around and kept doing it and shit. And it's like, okay, so your child tells you, well, I saw you put up with it with mom, or I saw you put up with it with dad, um, what can you say then? I know some parents would say, and I've heard this before, well, I did. This is always the parent's response to certain things. Because, I mean, shit, it was my response to my son, but I mean, he saw me leave his dad because of fuck shit. But my response to that, when he said, you could have picked somebody better to be my dad, I was like, yeah, well, I did the best I could. That's usually most parents' response, They'll say, like, I told my son the truth. I was like, look, I was young, stupid, running away from my problems, and ran to an even bigger problem, okay? I told my son exactly what the fuck was up. And, I'd be like, look, stuff happened the way that it happened, because sometimes when you're young and listening to other people, you get caught up in certain shit, especially when you haven't like found your voice yet. Okay. So y'all forgive the music downstairs. I'm gonna drown that shit out later while I'm cleaning up, and they're gonna find it funny when they have to listen to Mystical later. Yeah, they're gonna find it real hilarious. Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be going on between now and maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 at night. I'm okay with that. And they already lighting up the barbecue grill downstairs. So anyway, I digress. You can't give your child advice on a matter that they're dealing with if you yourself have not successfully gotten past that point. If you've made it past worrying about what other people gonna say about you because you separated or whatever like that, because your sanity, because here it is, if you ain't okay, you can't be a good parent to your child. Or sometimes your child just love you past the hurt and the pain, and then when they get older, make no mistake, that conversation is gonna come out. Why did you allow yourself to stay in that situation, but you're telling me to leave my abusive spouse? And they have a right to ask that question. Sometimes you can be bringing curses upon your own children because of the shit that you allow on the backside, because you don't want people on the outside to see that, yes, it failed because God didn't put it together. Okay, everybody that push out a baby, it was not divinely meant to happen. It's just a normal part of reproduction. And some people might be watching this and go, well, how come my divine masculine had kids with a karmic, but not with me? Say yet, okay? In my younger years, after I had my son, I was told that I was not going to probably have any more kids because shit, the position of my uterus, whatever was going on, they shocked that I had that one. But not couple years ago, bitch, I'm like fast forwarding into the future. Let me stay right here where I am. About a month or two ago, I was having issues with my personal self. Like, okay, I don't like this and that about my cycle. This is feeling this way, that's feeling that way, whatever. And with it being COVID days, every little pain make you go, what's that? What's that? I went and got a whole ass checkup, poking, prodding, like looking in shit with fucking microscopic wands. And do you know, my body was legit fixing itself. Now, prior to that, I was working with Goddess Hathor. Take it back. I was barely learning about the things that she does. I know that she's a guardian over true lovers. Meaning that anything that's in the way of a person that has the heart for you, she'll get rid of all the bullshit. A lot of people be like, God, I want this happy life. And make no mistake, deities are aspects of God, okay? So keep that in the back of your mind and know that, because a lot of people want to judge what they don't understand. Okay, so how come back then when I was asking for a said thing, because I wasn't even asking or working with her for that particular thing, or finding out about whatever. And it's like when a deity wants you to work with them, sometimes they'll front you a blessing while you learning about all they do, and then that way you can recognize that, hey, this is what I done. Be thankful, say thank you. Don't touch the altars, unclean, like when I say unclean, like being on your period or just getting off from work and you dirty and shit, you smell like all day. Go wash your body, do whatever like that, or wait till you get off your whatever. So I go to the doctor and I get a full ass checking everything because of me complaining about my period cramps that month being like more severe. And it was like my body was legit fixing itself. Well, I say fixing itself, but certain deities like literally do aid in certain things. And a lot of people have been, just anyway, I'm gonna just get into that in a minute. Let me tell you what happened. So I remember from a long time ago when they told me after I had my son, for you thinking that you want to have kids in the future, whatever, that's probably not going to happen, because this is like this and this number is this and it's too low or it's too high. Different numbers of certain things with your estrogen, your progesterone has to be between a certain number and a certain number. And also, it has something to do with the position of your uterus, too. Because, your numbers might be cool, but if you're not positioned correctly to where it can carry a baby, you could still get pregnant and you would miscarry. Okay? So, the thing was when they were like, well, the only reason that you're having, like, these extra cramps and everything is, like, have you been going through a lot of stress lately at such and such? I'm like, yes. And I started telling them about all the shit that was going on around me, work and whatever. Just shit that I would see that would just annoy the fuck out of my spirit. And that takes a toll on your mental and your physical health at times. So she goes, well, we checked your blood. We checked your levels of this. We checked that. We checked this. We checked that. And the only thing that they said was, because you let your stress get the best of you, your period was heavier this month than what it would normally be. It was still the regular days, but it was just more painful. And she was like, well, no, like everything is fine with you. I was like, when you say fine, what do you mean fine? They say, well, because I was asking hypothetical questions like, does it mean I could probably have a child later on in life? This and that. And they were like, well, your numbers look fine. Your uterus looks fine. It looks, and I remember from the last time I had gotten everything checked out when I was like early 20s, they were like, nah, it's positioned this way, it's positioned that way. Don't you know my shit is like getting in order? Like to the point they're like, it's positioned correctly. It looks normal. And then also it was like, that's some type of miracle shit. Like some people got to go get operations to do certain things to where they can do this and do that. And they're like, well, yeah, there's nothing wrong like with anything. Everything looks fine. Everything looks normal. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, yeah, as long as you take care of yourself and this and that. And I'm like, wait, so you mean I can? Okay. So, and I let them know, hey, when I was younger, I was told that I could not. Now that I'm older, the body just started fixing itself. And then that made me just like, okay, well, it could have happened then. Why now instead of then? And it's not, I said all that to say this. When people say, well, why did my divine masculine have babies with the karmic and not with me? Sometimes God ain't gonna let you do it right then and right there, because maybe they meant to have and hear me out, maybe they were meant to have kids with this other person because spirit already knew that if they didn't have those kids there to love them while they're getting their lesson, a lot of y'all's divine masculines would probably off themselves. A lot of them would, because that's just how hard and painful some of the lessons are. Don't think that they moved on and just had babies with somebody else and been happy. No, it's just the opposite. Unless you in their house every day, seeing what they do, seeing how they interact with each other, you cannot say for sure, okay? And energy don't lie, okay? So look at it like this. A lot of times when you get in a shitty ass marriage, no child is going to strengthen a marriage if the marriage was a shit show and a sham before the babies came along. You know what I'm saying? If they say they married somebody else because of what they mama say or they daddy say or whoever in their life say, and be like, well, I think this is better suited for you, a lot of them feel trapped. And I say felt because a lot of them feeling like, look, I'm not finna carry on a facade or whatever. They had them kids back then and there with that person because that was like their little bit of cushion, their little bit of comfort, because maybe they grew up in a home where their daddy wasn't there and they felt guilt to say, oh, I can't separate whatever. But the karmic knew this because you've talked to the karmic. They've talked to the karmic about this. And it made them, it allowed them to put their hooks in you. So yeah, God allowed it, but that was only so that they can comfort him. They were basically like his little comforters. You know what I'm saying? Throughout all the other stuff. Because it's like this. Children grow up, okay? Sometimes they're in a marriage because if y'all would have got married back then when y'all were younger, this person still would have been running around in the club or running around in the streets or running around doing whatever, fucking different people that look just like you and coming back to you and all that other shit like that. That cycle would have continued, but maybe they had to be in a bad relationship. But the only part of the relationship and the only glory that they got was them kids. Because they're not being fulfilled sexually. They're not being fulfilled emotionally. You can say, well, if you're watching this and you be like, well, my babe's a nurse and she's fighting on the front lines with okay, COVID has not been a pandemic for the whole duration of the marriage. She was never supportive, never there. It's like, I shitted out these babies. Here you go. That's my bond to you. And I can go on about my business and I can do whatever I'm going to do. But you had the right heart about loving your kids. But like I said, don't mistake it. If you stay in something that's bullshit, it's going to bite you in the ass. You don't think that you're going to leave somebody that is loving, kind, would never have to say, let's hire a caterer for the holidays. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Sex ain't everything to a relationship, but damn it, it plays a big part. Can you at least be supportive? Can you make me some dinner sometimes? Some divine masculines are a fucking slave to the karmic. I cook for you. I clean for you. I take care of the kids. Who's really the woman in that situation? Are you really divine masculine? And is he really the divine feminine? I mean, shit. Sometimes we never know. And this video ain't to piss nobody off. It's just basically to state this. Get your mind right and understand you can still be a mother without the other person present. I grew up in a 2-parent household, but the shit that I saw, I still turned out some type of way to the point that I had to reparent my motherfucking self. Like, when I say reparent my motherfucking self, I mean, a lot of people get that shit twisted and they think, oh, well, you got 2 parents in the home, it's more stable, right? Wrong. If you watching one person beat the other person, or one person cheat on the other person, or one person neglecting the other person, pretty soon it's because the shit that I saw made me believe, okay, if a man tells me he's sorry after hitting me, then I'm going to stay and I'm going to love him or whatever. And then people look at your life and say, how come you hadn't got no further than that? You know, it's like, look, every time I got into something and I felt like it did not serve me any purpose, I've always dropped it and started over. And then as I got older, I was like, look, right now I need to just don't get into something that I can't get out of. If it doesn't make my spirit feel right from the jump, I'm not going to continue. Some of y'all been with either a soulmate. Notice I didn't say divine soulmate. Some of y'all have been with a soulmate or a karmic. And that karmic knew that, hey, like some type of way they know. And then some of them don't. They'll say, well, I'm going to get you pregnant so you can't leave me. Or they see after you keep talking to them and say, hey, this is not working. I don't like dealing with this. I don't like dealing with that. And then they be like, well, if I get you pregnant, then I got you. And then I got such and such else person. And it's like, nah, you don't tell me that. You don't tell me that. Especially now with me finding out that my womb is now open and suitable for conception. I'm not going to be somebody's baby mama. That's a no-go. And sometimes if a person try to trap you with a baby, guess what? If that baby gets in there and God still says, no, I'm going to give you a clean getaway. I'm going to give you a clean whatever. Some of y'all crying over, and I hate to say this, but because I don't really believe that, I've never been big on abortions, whatever like that. And I'm just throwing it out there because it's getting crunch time and people are doing anything, just trying to ask for babies. Be like, give me another baby. Because they know you're not about to be there. Okay, they know that you're not about to be there, or that you about to like walk away from the bullshit. It's like, can I have a baby? Can I have a baby or a puppy? Just throwing that out there, using it as an example. Or can you buy me a new purse? Or can you buy me a new dress? Some people try to get in your life, and if you have, like I said, I'm not big on abortion or whatever, but then you get around some people, and then it's like, say they actually do get you pregnant. God ain't gonna let you carry it to term because it's not gonna suit, you know. Okay, I was pregnant before my son, and then him, and then, yeah. Anyway, God was warning me then when I didn't get to carry that or whatever like that, just barely found out, so I was a few weeks or whatever like that. I felt, I didn't know it at the time, but sometime God will be like, okay, I'm gonna fix this mistake the first time. The second time, if you go and get in it, I'm gonna let you carry such and such to term, and then I'm gonna let it fucking destroy you. Not so much the baby, but I'm gonna let all the people attached to you because of that thing. People look at a baby and go, oh, it's so cute, this and that. Some babies were conceived in lies and trickery. Yeah, it might be a cute little baby, but a lot of times demonic entities can attach to that child through that. And you might not want to say, oh, don't say that because my son is so beautiful and my daughter is so beautiful, whoever. No disrespect, but damn that. When a person that's evil want to have a links to you, and that's why a lot of y'all can't get away from fucked up situations, because it's like the enemy knew in some situations that, hey, if I make this person get this person pregnant, I got this person forever. They can't get away, da 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 da. Listen, there are people who successfully got away from fuck shit relationships. Why, if it not true, it wouldn't be a such thing as ex-wives or ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends. And it's like, you can't sit there and be like, well, this is my prerogative to choose. But like I said in the beginning of the video, what you allow your children to see could bite you in the ass later. It's all fun and games like now, because it's like, well, I've been rejected so much. Just let people perceive that things are happy. Let me have my 15 minutes of fame. You go ahead and have your 150 minutes of fame if you like. But me, the thing with a lot, and then sometimes when you let go of stuff that don't serve you, a lot of people look at you in your life and say, oh, it must be something wrong with you. No, it's quite the opposite. I felt like I love myself better. And a lot of people saying, oh, I worship God and this and that. If you ain't worshiping really the Creator in spirit and in truth, meaning that you created this facade in your mind, what you think things are, right? So you went to God with your false sense of a truth, and you're expecting God to hear you and bless you. And the more you keep asking for restoration in something that is a dead thing that God say no to, you can holler, restore, restore, restore all you want to. So what you're really doing is you're asking for more time to be in a fuck shit situation. Meanwhile, other things are going to start falling down. How much more, like, some of y'all might be like, oh, my spouse is pregnant, but you know you ain't been fucking them. Be like, oh, it's a miracle. And you ain't even touched their ass in like 3, 4, 5 months. But the gullible in you will be like, well, you know, maybe it could have happened here and maybe it could have happened there. But it didn't. And by the time you get so latched on to that false narrative, you see when that child comes, it looks nothing like you. It looks nothing like her. Not saying that's a situation with my DM, because no, that's not it. Okay, I'm just saying I'm chewing on a lot of fucking things because I can think outside of the box. Okay, sadly, some people can't. And sadly, that's some people's reality. They really are stuck in a situation where it's like, okay, but I love them. No, you don't. You love the praise that you get from other people from seeing y'all together. Meanwhile, while you slowly breaking down, living a false facade. And then when the shit come back to you in a form you don't recognize, then you're like, Lord, why did you let this happen? No, you let this happen. You didn't nip shit in the bud when it was supposed to be nipped in the bud. You did that. And that's a hard pill to swallow with some people. If you go into God with a half-assed truth, like, you know, this is the truth in my mind because this is what I want to believe, like cognitive dissonance all the fucking way. You see shit for what it is and whatever like that. You're not really worshiping God if you go into God, try to coax God into supporting your lie. When you go in spirit and in truth, that means you go and say, hey, God, look, this is what it is. I fucked up. I got with the wrong person. I did this and I did that or whatever. And like I said in the beginning of this video, a lot of divine masculines were allowed to have children. A lot. Some of them were allowed to have children. Only as like that little piece of hope to hold on to, that little bit of something to keep them alive. Otherwise, the drama and the torment that they're dealing with, they would probably kill themselves And in doing so, they wouldn't learn the lesson that they needed to learn. They wouldn't learn how to appreciate a good love had they not been somewhere where they've been rejected so much. So if you saying you free and you hurt somebody by listening to what other people say, no, you're not going to get away and live a happy life. Oh, no, 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 no. The torment that you have coming on you is because of the torment you gave to somebody else. You cannot. Like, you can fake shit all you want to, but the torment is still there, and God ain't never gonna fix it until you put your foot down and say, I fucked up. How do I correct this? Sit down, have a meeting of the minds, work that out, how y'all gonna do whatever like that. And if y'all live close enough, don't wait till the weekends to go see your kids. Go see your kids every day on your way home. Do that every day on your way home. And baby mamas, ex-wives, get over whatever the fuck happened. If that man want to take his kids and do things with them, just because your little plan foiled to keep them trapped didn't work, don't stop that man from seeing his kids. Don't stop that woman from seeing her kids. Whatever. If you happen to be in whatever you happen to be in. Now, I may not be the perfect spokesperson for love, but I know how to love, okay? I know that there's certain ways that you don't treat a man, and I know there's certain ways that you don't let a man treat you. And a lot of times, that's going to leave you by yourself. Because I never have to be to myself, but at the same time, my peace of mind is so important to me. My peace of mind is so important to me that I'm not going to fake the funk on something, or somebody is doing the most trying to, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I can't fake the funk like that. You know what I'm saying? And some people might be like, oh, well, oh, you got metaphysical items in your house. First of all, let me tell you something. Crystals grow from the earth. God made the earth. It's all from the universe, okay? And when you know how to use certain things properly or whatever like that, it's not whatever. And then folks say stuff about, well, you got tarot cards in your home. First of all, tarot cards haven't been out forever, okay? We get that. A lot of messages came from people that were seers and palm readers and reading the stars, the positions of the stars and everything. Didn't when they said that when Jesus was supposed to be born, that the brightest star in the sky was like the direction of the brightest star in the sky would lead you straight to him. Okay, that's astrology. That's astrology. But church has taken and perverted so much of what's the real things to the point to make you think that, okay, real spirituality is fake. Crystal's been inside the earth since the earth has been created. It's not a new thing. They got some people lab creating shit trying to mimic what God does, okay? Now back to the tarot card thing. Tarot cards, and this is just one deck or whatever. It's just one deck of many. I got this one maybe a few months ago, about 3-4 months ago. Tarot cards, basically, it picks up the energy, like, of what's the things that go on. It gives you a visual picture of what you're feeling. Okay, and you say, oh, no, that's evil. No, if you're evil inside, then what's in you is going to come out in the cards, and that's just basically it. But I'll tell you another way. It's like a visual tarot card without the cards, let me tell you. Just like you can go outside. You have a burning question in your heart or some kind of feeling about something. Then all of a sudden you maybe pass by somebody and you overhear just a snippet of their conversation, just a sound bite, and it happened to be the answer to something that you prayed for, something that you need to apply to your life. Or you can go outside and then you may see a truck with a logo on it and it's subliminals. That's like the universe wanted you out there at a specific time so you can see specific things. Numbers, signs, synchronicities. Doesn't the Bible say that signs and wonders follow those that believe? If you believe in signs and wonders, the shit is gonna follow you. A lot of y'all getting signs and wonders and certain things happening, but because you're so narrow-minded and you feel like, okay, well, I can't have a this in my house, or I can't have that. You know, it's not like I have like satanic shit in my house. No, I have angel statues, and that's mostly a lot of stuff that I'm big on. That there's crystals in the home. Yes, I have dream catchers. Do your research on dream catchers. It's not an evil thing because it looks like something that the church told you that's not present in the church. It looks like something that church may tell you is evil and is new. First of all, do your research on dream catchers. Dream catchers were hung over cribs of babies to protect them from evil spirits, bad dreams, negative energies, okay? This is a Native American thing, okay? And they do this like in a lot of different cultures, they do this, okay? I love to see and love to learn about different things in different cultures, why they do what they do. And the thing is, religion and spirituality will get you caught up, okay? If you sit there and be like, no, it has to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. No. There's a lot of things, you know, here it is. A lot of people that is so religious, they're hurting. They can't tap into what's really hurting them and fix the issue. With spiritual people, yes, we still hurt. We still go through things, but at the same time, meditation, prayer, honoring your ancestors, honoring deities. Not when I say your ancestors, you got some bad ancestors too that don't want to see, you know, just like you got some family members that ain't in your corner, you got some ancestors that ain't in your corner. So it's best if you do that, be like, my ancestors who love me, who have the greater good for me. Those that are around me watching for the greater good, okay? Sometimes people will see like zodiac stuff, this, that, or whatever. People were stargazing before they even like had these things, like these tools for for us to see certain stuff. Okay, so things have just been modernized. It's not necessarily that it's new age. New age would kind of sort of be Christianity, because that's something that's just newly been here like less than 2,000 years. Spirituality has been here since light came onto the planet, okay? Stars. Why would somebody tell you stargazing is evil? God made them stars and put certain things. It's like you could tell back in the day, they used to use sundials. They used to be able to tell what time of day it was by how it looked outside, okay? So just fart that out your brain that everything is evil and this and that. Yes, I have sage. Yes, I have seashells. Yes, I have pendulums, feathers, whatever. Okay? Feathers are from animals that God created. Finding feathers, the colors of feathers, everything, they all have a specific meaning. In short, feathers that you see are either a warning or a blessing coming. A warning or a blessing coming. Little white feathers, your angels are around. Even as a big white feathers, your angels are around. Black feathers, protection or warning. But what do you feel in your spirit? Meaning like, hey, that's some dark shit coming. But look, the angels want you to know you're protected. Finding a gray and white. Balance. Things are about to be balanced out, you know. Get to learn why people do what they do instead of just taking one look at the things that they have and go, oh, well, that's evil. This is evil. It's superstition. No, it's not. I'd rather find out about the things in life that were hidden from us to help us. Because truth be told, if I was still in religion, the things that people make you do and say and put up with, that would have made me like literally take my own motherfucking life at one point. Okay, but being in spirituality is pretty much okay. You can, when you can go to God and admit, say I did this, I did that, or whatever, and sometimes you're gonna be embarrassed having to say that, look, this is what happened. How do I fix this? Sometimes you fixing certain things that fucked up in your life is going to cause people to point the finger. It's going to cause people to talk about you. It's going to cause people to say, well, look, he's not worthy. Because, see, sometimes people will see you do something and they will automatically say, it's you. You're bad because you left whatever situation. No, the thing with between spiritual and religion is this: religion makes you stay in shit, prove things to other people. It might not be saying that, but at the same time, that's what you're doing, living in misery to please other people, and that will bite you in the ass later on. Okay,